You have to remember, we have a guy in-house who his last project was the Mars rover project for NASA. This is a guy who worked on nuclear submarines. We have another engineer who his last project with the military was the Black Hawk helicopter project. We've worked on the biggest projects ever of all time in the video game industry. You know, Yuji Naka, one of the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog, he flew over from Japan. Good buddy of mine. The president of Marvel Publishing is a very dear friend of mine for many years. To me, Shigeru Miyamoto, and I had the great honor and pleasure. I've known him for 30 years. I've been good friends with Shigeru Miyamoto for about 30 years, almost my whole career. Kelly Knievel, and he's the guy I'm friends with. He also did James Bond stuff. He's done so many great things. Richard Jakes, look him up, another very dear friend. And I love Nolan Bushnell. He's a personal dear friend of mine. Snistastic, have you talked to Peter Moore about joining Intellivision? No, but Peter's a good friend. Have a lot of friends who still work with, in the Yankees organization. Any Guitar Hero coming out? Maybe. The folks there are very dear friends of mine. And of course, Hank and Alexi are now, billionaires, right? And they're both very good friends of mine. The folks over at Google who are doing the Stadia, Phil Harrison, all those, Jade, very dear friends of mine. I have a lot of friends who work for a lot of companies. I'm friends with George Lucas, the guy who did the very first computer graphic ever in a movie. So that's Steve Lissenberger and Richard Taylor, good friends of mine. I got this one signed by my good friend Nolan Bushnell. Every single comic in chronological order. I actually worked with Stan Lee. I have a very famous cousin, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. I'm cousins with Steven Tyler and Liv Tyler. My cousin Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. And then, of course, like you said, when you have Steven Tyler as your cousin, Steven Tyler. My cousin, Steven Tyler. My cousin is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. Maybe a certain cousin of mine could join us. My cousin is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. Is that my cousin is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. But my cousin is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. Steven Tyler being my cousin. I have so much. Now, I also have a life-size Tron light cycle in my garage, yes. I'm a big Ferrari guy, a Ferrari collector. And by the way, I'll be over in an hour to give you a ride in the Ferrari. We actually met in the Ferrari club. We met in the Ferrari club. He was the guy in the Ferrari with me. Yeah. Like it's a 30-minute, it's a 10-minute drive in my car, but 30 minutes is in a normal car. In fact, I own the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games in their lifetime. I actually hold the Guinness Book of World Records for the person who's worked on the most video games in their lifetime. I actually have the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games in their lifetime. I own the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games in their lifetime. I hold the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games in their life. I own the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games. We actually own the Guinness World Record for that show as well as the longest running touring symphony show. Video Games Live holds the record for the biggest symphony show ever seen performed live. We also have the Guinness World Record for the longest running symphony tour ever as well. And 600,000 people listening, outside and set up videos. We had 100-foot LED screens, speakers everywhere. I was doing it on stage for real at a sold-out show, doing sold-out shows at the Hollywood Bowl or Red Rocks or, breaking Guinness World Records in China. 752,000 people I performed in front of. Well, 20 years later, 4 Guinness World Records later, including the longest touring symphony show of all time, including the biggest symphony show ever seen live, 752,000 people in Beijing, China in one show. But then I did a deal with the Chinese government. We were the first ones to use a video screen. We had rock and roll lighting. We had lasers. We had a stage show production. I had people on wires flying across the stage. But that first show, you had to understand how important that was, not only to video game music, but the entire video game industry. We were making video games, mainstream. Not only am I a hardcore gamer and know and respect and appreciate the history, but also a game developer who's holds the Guinness World Record for the person who's worked on the most video games in a lifetime, 350 plus products. I was the very first video game composer to ever put out an album worldwide on a major label. I've been running Video Games Live for 18 years. I was on television for 12 years with 2 shows. I have, worked on hundreds of very successful video games. Put in Video Games Live. We have hundreds of thousands of videos, and I'm appearing in every one of them. The last song that I released on YouTube was, check out The Fat Rat, and we did a Pokemon remix with the original Gotta Catch 'Em All singer, Jason Page. These 2 guys are great friends of mine. We all worked on a song together. It got 1 million views in one day. I did a deal with the Chinese government. I'm actually in the Smithsonian as well. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah. We did 5 games in a row, and every single one of them was an absolute home run. Pete, I'm telling you, man, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And it's absolutely true, Pete. I mean, I got my vision board right here. I think about succeeding every single day. Because if you took away every single thing from me, you took away the house, the cars, the watches, the companies, all the money, you take that away from me tomorrow, and within 2 years, I'll have it all back. Are going to rock this launch. I've been a winner in this industry my whole career. I don't lose.
I'm telling you, we're going to turn the light off. I'm going to say Tommy 3 times, and then he's going to appear. No. And you guys are going to freak the out. All right, here we go.
I can't believe we're in the bathroom.
I'm sweating profusely. Tommy. I mean,
The revenue share for that cash starts getting distributed later this year too. I mean, how crazy is that, right? That you could make an angel investment today and start seeing cash within months. The revenue share is right around the corner. We're on track to be sending out cash to investors by the end of this year. I'd rather see everyday people being able to make a 10x return. And it goes up from there. I mean, if we do better, which I fully believe and know we will, if we hit about 25 million consoles sold, it's a 10x return for every investor involved in the revenue share. Can we have fun? Are we talking about video games?
We're going to have
people
fun.
who are taking this too seriously can go F themselves. Like, seriously.
We're going to have fun.
Again, I just told you, your folks who are against me right now, you're not listening. Tommy got triggered. People are saying I got triggered. No, I'm just having fun and being passionate. The folks in there that are peeing their pants right now. People are saying, chill out, man, chill out. Again, if you can't take a joke, log the hell off. Going through, and it's not the majority. It's a handful of douchebags. And people who look at our games, and I've seen a couple of haters. Again, there's a handful of haters in the thing here. I'm watching what people are saying. And they're like, yo, your games look like crap. 600 years experience, but your games look like crap. So, and again, by the way, this is a next generation system, folks. And I know you're going to say, oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Shut up, little horn. COVID, so let's take more money. It has nothing to do with it. That was an ignorant comment. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Some of your folks are douchebags. But anyway, would people enjoy that? Would people do it? $149. Of course, they're all going to say yes, and a couple of douchebags are going to say no. I get it.